Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rules well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of this video is How Does America as a Nation Contribute to Society? Or basically the whole planet Earth or the world. And, you know, the answer is in wickedness, right? A wicked way. But basically they don't, you know. And we as a people, the Israelite people, were brought here, right, through slavery. I just want to throw that out there, right? This is not our home, this is not our land, right? We were brought here through slavery. And America as a nation doesn't do shit for the world, but destroy the world, right? They polluted the air, they polluted the oceans, you know, and all these different things. So this video, I'm going to play it, and, you know, I'm going to read a few scriptures. This is Isaiah 19 and 5. It says, this is Isaiah 14 and 5. It says, I start at 4. Isaiah 14 and 4. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh shall have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter, right, of the rulers. He who smote the people, right? He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon sing, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. You know? So basically, these devils contribute nothing, and they're fucking everything up, basically, you know? Revelations 11 and 18. And mind you, you know, this goes back to, you know, the foundation and everything. Now we're at the point where people got a whole lot to say because the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is stirring up these people, right? Because the end is here, but nobody did nothing, right? And even these nations, you know, China, Russia, nobody. America was just out here committing all type of crimes and things, right? You have all these nations with all this intelligence and all of that. Even Russia before was talking about, oh, I know I got some information on, you know, who did the JFK or wherever, you know, whatever information they had because of their satellites and things like that. So they all seen what was going on. They all knew what was going on, basically, right? But the devil, of course, deceived them, right? And now, you know, he's being revealed and they're figuring it out. But basically, get Isaiah 60, okay? And that's why these nations are they're going to be subject to the Israelites. No one's next, right? Russia, you're not next. China, you're not next. Iran, you're not next. No one's next. We're next. We're the Israelites, right? And we're going to rule in righteousness, all right, pursuant to Isaiah 2. Because y'all had a chance and y'all ain't do shit, you know? This is Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Right? So they don't have it. They're not all the way there. Right? They don't understand what's fully going on, even now. Right? Because we have what? The words of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, the scriptures. We know that America is going to war with Russia. And Russia's still, you know, playing around, or the case may be. Meanwhile, you know, we know that America is plotting on them, but at the same time now, they're realizing it because the Most High, you know, is allowing them to realize, and they're plotting on America. Right? But anyway, it says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. You know, so yeah, man, these nations, no one's next. All right, we're next, the Israelites. Revelations 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and that is currently America, right? Babylon the Great. It goes to the Amalekites, which are the JWOs, you know, which y'all think, you know, I wish they did. They, you know, basically they trapped, you know, the politicians of America, right, into like, the Epstein list, right? The whole thing, it was a trap, but at the same time, they actually control the money anyway. So that they're paying different people off, right? So they destroyed the earth. They're destroying the air, like I mentioned. The chemtrail. Who's stopping the chemtrails? Where's the whole fucking petitions and the uprising and the marching to stop that shit? No, they took away y'all food, your little white picket fences and shit. Now y'all marching, but they was destroying the whole earth. You've been eating fake food. We know that we're gonna eat our food defiled. It ain't nothing we can do about it but pray to our power, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and we'll be good. Y'all is two-time losers, right? Because y'all just sat here and took it, and now y'all upset. But they destroyed the earth. They did nothing to benefit the earth, and now there's no where's the smart people helping shit? Where's these people at? They're not here. All right, so I'm gonna play this video, and I went on chat and I wanted y'all to see it, so I put it up in there. All right, but let's listen to a little bit of this.
When we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people.
Wow. Wow. You got to bring in talented people. She's like, we got plenty of talented people in the United States. No, you don't. So Trump went on with Laura Ingraham, and it was a disastrous interview for many reasons. He started off by saying we should have 50-year mortgages, which sounds a lot like you'll own nothing and be happy. He then said we should have 600,000 Chinese students coming into the United States every year, or else the colleges will have to go out of business. And here he is telling you that we need to import more Indian workers into the United States under the H-1B visa. Now, we covered this before, I'll tell you, but here, let's watch.
There's never going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that
the
mean
Republicans have to talk about it later?
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent.
We have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people.
Wow. Wow.
Yo, and they was shocked. And I was like, yeah, he's fucking right, because nothing's been done, right? Nothing has been done. We, the Israelites, we're the salt of the earth. We're the most smartest people in the world, the most talented people in the world, right? But because of we disobeyed our power, right, and we committed sin, we were put under our enemies. And what y'all devils have done is destroyed us, right? Completely brought us so low, right? But this was the will of our power, right? But anyway, y'all did nothing here, bro, right? I'm gonna play a little bit more of this. Let's get some of this chat. I don't even know which order to get into. I just asked, what is America known for exporting? Because I was like, okay, so what does America, because what he just said, we have no one here. I'm like, okay, well, and then he's like, wow. I'm like, okay, what does America do for society then besides destroy the shit? And none of y'all did nothing about that, mind you. Right now, y'all are doing something about it because our power, Yahweh, the Israelites' power, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, is stirring y'all up to take down y'all masters, right? Y'all global elites. So what is America known for exporting? Shit, fuck all, basically nothing, right? It gave me these examples, but all this stuff it's giving me, y'all talking about y'all don't have it no more. You don't got beef or nothing. Y'all can't get the farmers are upset. No one's buying it. You don't have like a main thing that you do for society, basically. Everything invented was pretty much invented by the Israelites, right? And y'all patented it and took it because obviously your masters, the banking elites, the JWOs, the Amalekites, those people over in Israel, they own the banks. They own your money. You pay taxes to them, right? And now you're figuring it out. All right. Our elder apostles, right? The elder apostles, right? The leaders basically of all the Israelites on planet Earth right now, whether they know it or not, have been teaching this word since the 1960s, right? Up until now, telling y'all everything I'm saying right now. Y'all just wasn't listening, and now y'all feeling it, right? Because Habakkuk says, I might as well get it. Habakkuk 2 says, Habakkuk 2:3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. Guess what? We're at the end. It says, and not lie, though a tarry wait for, because they will surely come, over not tarry. And now that's why y'all is upset and in an uproar, because the scriptures speak of uproars of the people in the end. Now y'all all in the uproar right? Because you're seeing that you messed up basically. So it gives me a bunch of lists, which none of these things are anything they really do on their own. You know, they don't really contribute or make anything. America's not a place where they make stuff and then go export it. That's why China was like laughing and making memes about Donald Trump and JD Vance in the sweatshop making things because they just never seem to happen. Mind you, they projected them as being overweight also. So then I asked it, how does America as a nation contribute to society? Then it gave me a bunch of other more lies about things. The only thing I found interesting was because you have the Israelites, you have the salt of the earth, because you brought us here as slaves. You know, so obviously, you know, we do things just so well. And for the most part, because if you had us under you, you only allowed us to do certain things, right? That's how the system was rigged. But you do have, you know, brown people in positions of, you know, well, that's why y'all destroyed, like, you know, Black Wall Street and all these different things, because y'all already knew what we was about and what we could achieve, and y'all didn't want that in y'all kingdom, right? So anyway, number 4 is correct, yes, because you have the Israelites. All right, other than that, it's nothing much happening besides destroying the earth, you know, destroying you know, the world and putting military bases all over the place and offering people peace while you're offering other allies to destroy the people that you're supposed to be offering peace to because your base is there. So you're lying. You know, aid, I'll say they do aid, but Trump is now stopping that shit. No more aid for nobody, right? Stopping aid to Nigeria and all because we're at the end, basically. It's done. You know. So, you know, I'll play a little bit of this and I read Isaiah 19.
You got to bring in talented people. She's like, we got plenty of talented people in the United States. No, you don't. I remember when Vivek Ramaswamy tried that. And I don't know if you've noticed, we have.
And I'll say, you know, I've watched the Jimmy Dore show. Is pretty funny. You know, this show right here makes me laugh sometimes when I'm listening to him. You know,
haven't heard from him since. That was his last thing he got.
As a whole, this place just fucking sucks, right? The scriptures say, as the ruler, so is the people up under him. You know, and y'all pretty much, you have MAGers right now following Trump, and Trump is telling them that gas prices is $2 and grocery is cheap as hell, and it's like, yeah, you're right, when it's all messed up. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 1, a wise judge will instruct his people, in the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that go therein. And unwise, and that's why you got perverted, you know, PDF files running around, LGBTQ and all this stuff, because this is what these demons, devils is really up to. And this is what they do. And you're seeing a small inkling of that with this Epstein list that's just trying to come out, right? But they don't want it out. It says, an unwise king destroyed his people. Yeah, he destroyed y'all. He made y'all, you know, like the wrong sex. He gave y'all bad food. The air is polluted. Animals are doing weird things. No one's happy. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. America been on a decline, bro. And now y'all got something to say about it. Been declining. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and in due time he will set over it one that's profitable. Right, the Israelites. Right, the Israelites going to be ruling the earth, and everything's going to be okay, right? Because that's just the way it's meant to be. Right, you get Daniel the 2nd chapter, go down there, and it describes the kingdoms that shall rule, and then the final kingdom that shall rule, that of the Israelites. So I read this. There's, you know, it's nothing.
To say in public was, he said that, oh, the Indians, people in India have a better work culture than the United States. We only care about whatever it is, whatever he said, stupid things. about going to prom dances and looking at our iPhone and playing video games, whereas the Indians have a culture of work and hard and blah blah blah. Nobody works harder than Americans. And here he is saying we don't have the talent.
Bro, so first of all, America was built by slaves, right? The Israelites built up America through slave labor. You know, it brought in your wealth, right? And pretty much everything you have now. And what y'all are doing is just building on top of that. You might destroy a building and then rebuild it, but guess what? You have the militant tribes building the back up. You know, it's mixed. It's mostly tribes building up things. And now your food is disappearing because your president is throwing away the individuals working on the farms. Now you have the farmers complaining and shit because we're the ones that's doing it.
We don't have talent in America. We got to bring in people on an HB1 visa. And Laura, good on Laura Ingraham, pushes right back. Pushes right back.
In talent. When
Well, we have plenty of talented people
No, you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented people
No,
here?
you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment.
Yeah, and that system, he said you have to learn. That system isn't really set up. You're not set up to do anything productive with yourself. You're set up to be trained how to be a slave, pretty much. You go to school, you're always in a line, you know, this and the third, you pay for college to try to get a job, and it just doesn't work out because this place is fucking trash, right? You're a consumer place, pretty much. You know, then you have, you know, different little things that might come up. You know, people got small businesses online, different things that you can do to, you know, make money. And sometimes, you know, you could go viral, whatever the case may be, and your business can come profitable because your name, whatever the case may be. You know, so there's little things you can do here in America, but ultimately, sometimes they like it's who you know. You know, you get into what the sports or the movies, and even all those people are coming out to be fucking broke too, right? Really, the only people that is having money is that work the elite that think groceries or gas is $2 still because they don't pump their own gas.
Like an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory. We're going to make millions.
And you think the person pumping the gas is going to care? No, because obviously they're that much closer to the people that's paying them to pump the gas.
Missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well, let me
when you
just,
and I were
I'll give you
growing
an
up?
example. In Georgia,
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, what you about to say?
they raided because
Okay, she asked why didn't we do it before? Because that exactly it wasn't designed that way. They didn't want America to amount to anything. That's why you have the Federal Banking Reserve, right? And now y'all about to go digital. You had the Federal Banking Reserve because they tricked y'all, right? And now will deceive you. All right. It says they went out and deceived the nations. You know, I'm almost done. I just want to bring that out. It says Revelations 20:8-37, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. So Satan, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, went out to deceive the nations. Why is that? Because he rules the world. Everyone right now is looking for America to like fix this situation. They're saying, aren't we like the great land of America? Aren't we this? Aren't we that? Why are we now doing this and that? Right? It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, which is Russia from the land of Russia, to gather them together to battle. So they're going to war with Russia. It says the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And it's going to be like this because this is World War III, right? They're not just going to fight Russia. Everyone's going to play a part, right? NATO, EU, Iran, China, all of them. All right, that's what's happening right now.
they wanted illegal immigrants. They had people from South Korea that made
Hyundai.
batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not.
See, making batteries all their life. That's all they did, you know. But America wasn't built that way because America had what? Slaves, right? They had the Israelites.
Not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems.
So let's
They
ship them
had
in.
like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest.
So if I'm making missiles, I'm bringing in a foreign guy who makes batteries because I want that missile to explode like an electric car battery for no apparent reason while it's sitting in its parking spot. Is that what is he saying? I love what Laura Ingraham says. Well, how did we make missiles before? We were making missiles. That's all we make in this country anymore is missiles. We got to bring people in from South Korea and China to make what?
And then the world is going digital, and it's like they can't see that. Like, obviously, shit is evolution or whatever, you know, it's still going. right? That's why the Most High Yahweh Bashmi Shah said, you know, no flesh will be saved, because ultimately this AI thing is fucking trash. You know, it was never going to amount to anything. And even the plan, make sure I grab this correct, probably in 11. Let me grab this. But basically, their plan of what they want to like have everything chipped and controlled is gonna backfire on them, because they're so wicked to the point where they won't be able to do their wickedness if everything is tracked and controlled. Because just like people are asking questions now, if you magically have people disappearing and do rituals and things like that, there's going to be a trail of who the people was with, who bought what, where they was at, who was near them, all of that, you know. So it was never going to work. Let me see. No flesh will be saved. Matthew 24 and 22, slightly. Matthew 24 and 22, it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right. If this devil was to continue on how he's going, you know, with his plans and everything like that, no flesh will be saved, you know, because what he's trying to do is bring in a new world system and ultimately, you know, destroy this place and try to make it better. But it was just never going to work ultimately. Yeah, and they don't seem to understand that what Trump is saying makes sense. You have powerhouses like China, you know, making all type of shit. You know, that's why they're so focused on Taiwan, because Taiwan is making a chip. Why do you think they're bringing, you know, they're trying to get Taiwan over here in, what is it, like Texas or something? They're building like little chip bases over there. They got like 5 of them now. They're still building them because they're moving with the world, and the world is going digital, and you need that shit. You need people making it at a rapid pace. You don't want to be buying it from other people, especially if you're probably $34 trillion in debt. It doesn't make sense. So, you know, you want to bring that shit home. And that's what Trump is trying to do. And the people don't understand that. But, you know, this is what the Most High Yahweh Bashmal Shah wants. And we love it, you know. But, yeah. Let me get this Isaiah 19. This is Isaiah 19, right? The cruel Lord shall rule over them. Isaiah 19 and 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them. Saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmal Shah, the Lord of hosts. And the water shall fell from the sea, the rivers shall wasted and dried up, and they shall turn the rivers afar away, and the brooks of the fence shall be empty and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither, the paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brook shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. The fishers also shall mourn. Basically, everything is going to come to a cease here in Babylon the Great, and Osum is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. But as you can see, there's a slow or fast, you know, of things drying up. It says, the fishers also shall mourn, and they that cast angle in the brook shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the water shall languish. Moreover, they that work in the fine flax, and they that weave network shall be confounded, and they shall be broken in the purpose thereof, all that make slushies and ponds for fish. Surely the princes of Zon are fools, the counsels of the wise counsels of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? It says, where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Shai of hosts, have proposed upon Egypt. So there's no wise men, right? There's no one wise to hear to help you regarding situations. You know, even right now, America's going through complete hell, and all they're thinking about is that we got to get Trump out of here. But the whole time they're working together, and people still think that there's a difference between the Republican Party and Democrat Party, when your whole money situation is owned by the Federal Banking Reserve, which are the JOOs in Israel. And y'all kind of figuring that part out, but y'all still not doing anything about it. You know, you're worried about, you know, so anyway, it says the princes of Zon are become fools, the princes of Noph are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. The Lord Yahweh Bashmiel shall have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man stagger in his vomit, right? And you're Egypt. America is Egypt, right? You're erring in everything. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel shall host, which he shaketh over it. Right, so this is what's happening. The Most High Yahweh Bashmiel shall shaking this place, and it is causing everything to fail. Right, and I'm gonna grab this NOT, and pretty much that's it. Isaiah 19:4, it says, "I will hand Egypt over to a hard, cruel master." This is your guy, Donald Trump. Right, we strongly believe that Nero 47, the current person as the president in Babylon the Great, right, which is America, is this cruel master, this cruel Lord. It says, "A fierce king will rule them, says the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shah, the Lord of heaven's armies. The water of the Nile will fail to rise and floods to fill. The riverbed will be parched and dry. The canals of the Nile will dry up, and the streams of Egypt will stink with rotting reeds and rushes. All the greenery along the riverbank and all the crops along the river will dry up and blow away." Right. What's happening right now? Trump is cutting your benefits and your food, and ultimately it's going to trickle down to, less food, less product. The food banks are drying up. Right. All the cattle is catching diseases, and buildings is just catching fire and burning down. Or maybe a plane is crashing into the building, then the building catch on fire. The fishermen will lament for lack of work. Those who cast hooks into the Nile will groan, and those who use nets will lose heart. There will be no flax for the harvesters, no thread for the weavers. They will be in despair, and all the workers will be sick at heart. What fools are the officials of Zone? Their best counsel to the king of Egypt is stupid and wrong. So your best counsel to the king of Babylon is stupid and wrong. And ultimately, guess who's counseling this dude? The JWOs. The scriptures say in Jeremiah 50:45 that the least of the flock shall draw out Babylon the Great to war. That's what's happening right now. It says, will they still boast to Pharaoh of their wisdom? Will they dare brag about all their wise ancestors? Where are your wise counselors, Pharaoh? Let them tell you what Yahweh Bashmiel Shai plans, what the Lord of heaven armies is going to do to Egypt. The officials of Zone are fools, and the officials of Memphis are deluded. The leaders of the people have led Egypt astray. Yeah, and that's why she said, why didn't we work on this before? Because they led you astray.
And India to make missiles, and then he switches it to batteries. This did not go well for Trump. This is not, and it's not me saying that, it's his base. The people who voted for him are saying this.
$10 billion to build a plant and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
So they don't got time for what they're trying to accomplish. China's ahead of them. Everyone's ahead of them, right? Revelation 12:12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
Wow, it's shocking, right? Is it right? Misha's phone, she went like that when I played this. Misha went, but she doesn't have her headphones on, so you can't hear her do that. Even though I bought her one because we spent the money. She doesn't want to use it. She doesn't want to help the show.
Wow, I didn't see that coming. Misha.
Adam Media says Vivek broke the internet when he said that. It's literally infamous and still mentioned. Will his cuck cult give Trump the same energy? This is a complete mask off. So they're saying. So there's a lot of people, we've talked about this, that are Trumpers.
Bro, the MAGers, they think they're buying the groceries, and they think the groceries are cheap because Trump is telling them it's cheap.
That say, oh, I'm loyal to Trump. And they try to point the finger at people like Tucker or Candace Owens. They're not loyal to Trump. Well, if you're loyal to a politician, you're a chump. The politician is supposed to be loyal to you. And when the politician isn't loyal to you, you're supposed to put pressure on that politician and call them out. Unless you're a cuck in a cult. That's what I thought you guys hated about the Democrats. They all pretended Joe Biden wasn't demented. They all pretended Kamala Harris wasn't a a mental defective. They all pretended Russiagate was real. They all pretended the Ukraine war was because of Russia. I thought that's what this was. You're supposed to hate. You hate it when the left does it, but now there's certain people that are saying I'm loyal to Trump. Well, then you're just a dupe, and you get whatever you got coming. You deserve to be lied to. Here's a woman. I love that shoe on head. She tweets this out and she says, "How am I to the right of Donald J. Trump?" So what she's saying is Donald J. Trump is for immigration and she's to the right. She's not for it. She's not for all these H-1B visas. Donald Trump wants to bring in foreign workers, which used to be considered a lefty position. And if you're against it, you're actually to the right of Donald Trump. That's a great point she's making. How am I to the right of Donald Trump? Here now, some people try to. So Bill Mitchell, he makes a point. He says this. He says, "I see many people getting bent today over Trump's H-1B visa comments, and that how America doesn't have enough talent." That's what Trump said. Folks may.
You can read it right there. I mean, they make you get these student loans, and then you can't afford it. You're stressed out. You probably don't want to be in school no more. You can barely afford the food, right? And then people are getting out already. You can't find a job. They built it this way, right? They messed this place up, and now they're trying to fix it here at the end. Trump is trying to get rid of the museums and you know all these different things they're trying to do here at the end, right? They're over here uprooting memorial graves of brown people's grave for fighting in war because they so upset now. Now we're at the end. This place is through, right? There's no smart people here. So Shalom to the hopeful elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.